On the show today, Ukraine legalizes crypto. It's a bumpy ride for the smooth love potion. And, excuse me. Hello? Oh, Elon, it's you again. Look, how many times have I got to tell you? I don't know who Satoshi is. Yes, I think your conspiracy theories are very clever. Yes, I'm sure you'll get to the bottom of it one day. Look, wish I could help. Good luck. Bye, Elon. Sorry, where was I? We also lift the lid on... Not again. Elon, I thought I told you. Satoshi! How are you, mate? Yeah, I just got off the phone with him. Welcome to the Crypto Culture Show. No, he doesn't have a clue. How have you been? Hello and welcome to the show. It's your weekly almanac of everything crypto and all the top stories unpacked in today's troubled world. As ever, show your support by liking, subscribing, and adding your comments. Joining me today from Canada, smarter than a Mounties uniform, it's our man, John Doe.
What is up, Tom?
How are you, buddy? See you change your hair?
Good. I'm good. Got the new color going. Hopefully that changes things around for me in the market. That's my first indicator for a reversal.
We're at that stage, right, where we're
Yeah.
dyeing our hair in the hopes that it's going to turn the market around. I get it. I hear you, man. I hear you. It's good to see you. And in a different part of Canada, our crypto god this week is the CEO of Uberstate, Jess Davis. Welcome to the show, Jess.
Hey Tom, nice to be here. Thanks for the invite.
It's good to have you on. Whereabouts in Canada are you?
I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Quick question. What's that? What's that behind you?
This is one of our featured ATMs where people will be able to buy cryptocurrency in hotel lobbies across North America. We're just completing a deal with Delta Marriott and a bunch of community centers across Canada.
You know you're in the industry when you got a crypto ATM in your meeting room. Right, guys, good to have you with us. Let's get straight into the show and we start with the headlines. So, the first headline, big news this week was Ukraine legalizing crypto. President Zelensky signed a virtual assets bill and made that law. This came after the Ukraine received over $100 million in crypto donations to support their war efforts. The Ukrainian Deputy Minister for Digital Transformation tweeted a breakdown of what they have been using that money for, which we can see was over 5,500 helmets, medicines, food, and other supplies. Pretty incredible that we're in a world where a government can post a wallet address and $100 million can be sent from all around the world. Jess, did you see this? What were your thoughts? And did you send any crypto?
I sent some crypto originally when I'd heard of the news, what was going on in Ukraine, a few $1,000s. It's not a surprise that when traditional banking systems stop working, especially during war times, people look for viable alternatives. And some of our counterparties are actually in Ukraine and Russia on the crypto side, so I know that they're pretty well networked. It comes as no surprise to me that this is a vehicle for finance and, of course, for humanitarian aid, which is ultimately necessary in this unplanned, almost, what's looking like World War III. So,
Yeah, and I mean, John, it almost sort of makes it more real when you see the Ukrainian government official actually tweeting what the money is going for.
Yeah, like it's this is what crypto pretty much the blockchain's about, and it's good that it's transparent.
Yeah, exactly. And meanwhile, Coinbase has banned over 25,000 Russian crypto wallets from its exchange, which does raise the question, of course, of how decentralized the whole crypto ecosystem is, and does it undermine the whole ethos and nature of cryptocurrency? And what are your thoughts on this, Jess? Let's start with you.
ultimately, It's the sanctions that are being given by the governments through all these governing bodies that oversee exchanges that they have to adhere to, right? So it's not really even their choice when it comes down to it. It's simply another faction of knowing your client and anti-money laundering rules and regulations, which are apparent in the centralized exchange environment.
Moving on, our next story is from rap superstar Drake, who placed a $275,000 Bitcoin bet on a recent UFC bout between Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington. He backed Jorge Masvidal, who actually lost the fight via unanimous decision. Poor old Drake, that is a lot of money to lose. John, have you made any Bitcoin bets recently?
No, mostly trading. I don't think I haven't tried out any of the sports betting ones. I don't think we have one here in Canada yet that's available.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I was hoping Jorge Masvidal would win that fight. But after the fight, Colby Covington was, as always, very gracious in victory.
Let's talk about all the money that Drake lost tonight. He needs to go back to, selling those shitty albums to get back the money. He should have went to America's Pick of the Week by my bookie. I tried to give the people the pick of the week. I'm America's champ, and I was America's Pick of the Week. Drake, you suck at sports betting. Go back to your shitty little albums of rapping.
So we see there, Colby not really a fan of Drake, I think we can say.
Yeah, he was shooting some shots at him. We'll see how Drake fires back. He'll probably still bet against him in the next fight.
And our next headline has Elon in the news after his recent conspiracy tweets about who was really behind Satoshi Nakamoto. Musk reckons that the anonymous Bitcoin founder, the name is an amalgamation of syllables from big name companies, for electronics companies to be precise. What do you make of this?
Yeah, it was weird to see him tweet this actually because this has been around for years. So I was like, is he troll? Because he usually trolls, right? So when I seen it,
Yeah.
I was like, maybe he's just trolling. Because if he's actually involved in crypto, like he says, then yeah, he would have already been well aware of this.
Okay. Wholly decentralized digital transactions. It's time now for our crypto god of the week. Welcome, crypto banking guru Jess Davis. Really good to have you on the show, sir. Why don't we start by you giving us an overview of what Uberstate does and how you're combining financial services and crypto?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Tom. We have a banking as a service application due out in Q2 of this year with a global debit card program that allows you to spend, stake, or store cryptocurrency. Take it with you anywhere and literally spend anywhere MasterCard is accepted. In terms of what we've done on the decentralized front, we're decentralizing financial services like hedge funds to everyday average consumers or accredited investors who want to take advantage of compounded interest rates in the market. We have successfully closed a Series A financing with a large capital group out of San Francisco recently. So you're going to be hearing quite a bit of news about what the company is doing and where we are as a brand.
One thing I find interesting is we got traditional finance on one side, who are all sort of slowly getting into crypto and adding these services on, and we've got crypto first companies on the other side. How do you see the competition and what's happening in that space, and how do you guys differentiate yourselves from what's out there at the moment?
So we would classify ourselves as an evolution of that exchange ecosystem where, for example, if you are a novice to cryptocurrency and you decide to sign up for a Binance account, which is the world's largest exchange, you're going to be hit with about 50 or 60 separate tabs. And to try to understand the environment in which cryptocurrency gets traded is beyond what most people can dedicate in terms of time in, right? Because it does take time to understand a new technology. I liken cryptocurrency to sending emails, only you're sending money. Because it's a metaphor that people can easily see has changed in their everyday lives. Like instead of sending snail mail I'll send a text or I'll send an email. It's the same thing with sending Bitcoin or a stable coin, right? I want to send money to my relatives overseas. Well, I'm going to use a digital wallet instead of going to a bank who's going to ask me 15 questions and then take a half an hour to fill out forms before they even send anything. So I think, cryptocurrency is ultimately going to connect people financially like social media connected us, through the internet.
Very interesting indeed. And what do you see the big challenges or the big barriers to sort of the global crypto adoption being at the moment?
The biggest challenges are that banks are thinking about cryptocurrency regionally in terms of what regulations mean to them in their own backyards. They're not thinking about it globally. It's a huge gap in the space, and I think banks are going to be forced to looking at creating international partnerships if they want to stay in the game, and creating a wallet system that their customers can really self-educate on, that isn't going to look that much different than traditional neobank or a Schedule A or Schedule 1 bank anywhere in the world, right?
I can really see what you're saying there. So just moving on to NFTs, because I think you guys do some stuff with NFTs as well, and you're looking at, I don't know whether you're looking at trying to bridge the gap between traditional finance, crypto, and the sort of cultural movement that's happening with NFTs. But talk to us about what you're doing there.
We've been working on a side project that's going to launch, I'm going to say, in the next 5 to 6 weeks. It'd be like an NFT-based music video, an album release, songs about blockchain, songs about the evolution of different chains, the evolution of the language of blockchain and the culture behind it. Largely, you're seeing blockchain and NFT culture almost be treated as a counterculture or memmed in the mainstream media. Like, I'm putting on my makeup to go to work, but somebody just sold Bored Ape Yacht Club for $500,000, and he's still in high school, right? So I think NFTs are what we would look at as like an open source form of digital art, and something that could be very relevant to our wallet system in the future.
We've got a clip, which is potentially your greatest working achievement, combining your talents with the musical talents of our very own John Doe. Here's a look at the video that you guys made.
My name is Satoshi. Nobody knows me. Changing the world. And nobody knows it. My name is Satoshi. Nobody knows me. Changing the world. And nobody knows it.
Love it. Very metaverse, cyberpunk. John, have you got something to tell us about being Satoshi?
Maybe. You never know just how long ago we actually started this. I think this is actually going to be the first series of artist NFT in the metaverse. So we're definitely the pioneers for that. We're the Satoshi of that.
And anything else to tell us about the project, guys?
Yeah, it started off as almost a dare, like, send me the money for this music video. I'm like, all right, here we go. So we've had it in production for some time, but we're really going to throw some marketing muscle behind this. And we're super excited to be working with somebody as talented as John, who has dedicated his life and career to the crypto space.
Very exciting to see where that goes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jess. There will be another Crypto God next time. Now, it's time to hit the slopes, the dramatic slopes of chart data. Okay, so we will start looking at price and on-chain metrics to see what's happening in the market right now. From a price perspective, we have been ranging, of course, with the volatility out in the world at the moment. And as at the time of shooting, Bitcoin is at around $40,000. But looking at the short-term holders, that is holders that have coins that are less than 155 days old, we see there is a fairly consistent downtrend in terms of the number of short-term holders. However, about 82% of them are holding at a loss. So we get some mixed messages from this. The number of short-term holders is looking like the end of a bear market in terms of how many there are. However, with a high number holding at a loss, we know that statistically they are much more likely to sell if there is continued volatility. That's it from the on-chain stuff. John, over to you.
Okay, I'll take it from here, Tom. Let's have a look and do some technical analysis. So look how nice this weekly Bitcoin chart looks. If you do compare it back to May and June of 2021, price right now reaches low, consolidating sideways. Very similar. If you look at the tops as well, we're 2 for 2 in terms of testing support and resistance levels. We tested the top twice, tested the bottom twice. So this next level that we do test, either we push towards upside $50,000, test all-time high, or we break this $30,000 to test the previous all-time high of $20,000. We will know if we look here at the daily chart to show us exactly toward what way momentum is shifting towards. And here zoomed in, we do have something similar where we are looking for a breakout. Price right now is most likely heading up to test $45,000 to $46,000 for Bitcoin. And support we have all the way down here towards 32,000. So within the next few weeks, we will see what happens. What's that next move for Bitcoin? Either we head up to test these all-time high levels later on in the year, or we push down and test previous all-time high. But one thing to note, Bitcoin is trading negative for the year of 2022, and typically that does not happen. So we'll see as the year plays out. So that was the Bitcoin weekly and daily chart. Looks like momentum is starting to shift over, and next week again, in the next few weeks, we'll see exactly where things are at.
Thank you, John. Now, for this next bit, to coin a phrase, it's Coin of the Week. This week's coin is Smooth Love Potion. Smooth Love Potion is the native coin of the play-to-earn game Axie Infinity, which has shot to fame in the last year or so, with huge numbers of players coming from countries like the Philippines, where during the COVID crisis they were able to earn as much, if not more money than their jobs from playing the game. The game allows you to collect Axies and own them through NFTs, breed them, and earn tokens that can be exchanged for money in the real world. The price saw a significant rise before losing about 93% off its all-time high in recent months. Now, guys, is this a sign that the play-to-earn games aren't going to be able to keep up the pace that they started with? What do you think?
I think the play to earn, I was in a few of the coins back in September, October. It did take off, but I think that first bit of momentum was kind of the phase where a lot of people were believing in it, putting their money towards it. And now we're just going to see which projects actually end up building off of the capital they raised and to continue on that momentum. So there definitely won't be as many, but it will break down to the solid projects. And I think Axie Infinity is one of those for sure.
Yeah, Axie Infinity obviously was definitely first out the blocks. Jess, what are your thoughts?
Well, usually price drops are attributed to larger dumps of tokens, and then lack of either liquidity or support for price. So it could just be that people needed their money and they wanted to cash in. I don't think that's necessarily a sign of weakness. I think that it's a sign that the ecosystem is working. I think in the future you're probably going to see much larger studios have their own cryptocurrency attached to video games. I could foresee companies like Sony being in that space, or Microsoft, and I think that obviously with the data that's generated from some of these players, it's going to be interesting how they monetize that business model.
Now, Jess, could you see a time when, most people playing games are going to be rewarded in a token that could be exchanged for another cryptocurrency or fiat currency?
I think it would be smart, obviously, if that was the case. I think a lot of the games that I've seen are fairly, like they're fairly well programmed. A lot of them are 2D games, but I think once again, as you have these massive companies that own platforms, they're going to start to realize we can get more money through monetizing data this way and have people more connected to the video game itself. I know, just being a player on PS5, I've often thought, well, why are these games not, why am I not being paid to play these games? Because obviously, I'm a longtime customer, etc. But I think it's going to become more accepted and then essentially become more of a norm in video gaming.
Are there any good crypto games right now, or are they all a bit? What's your view?
I'm just gonna say no, straight up. I don't think. No, as of right now, I don't. There's no good crypto games.
Thanks, John. And all eyes will be on the game space, and it will be interesting to see over the next couple of years who starts to win that race. It just leaves me to say a big thank you to our resident John Doe and our crypto god, Jess Davis. More top news, chat, and a crypto god next time. If you want to see more content, culture shows, crypto and blockchain, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all from us. Bye for now.